Jeremiah chapter 48, against Moab. Concerning Moab, thus says the Lord of hosts most high, I am the God of Israel. Ah, Nebo, it is ravaged. Kiriathaim is disgraced, captured, disgraced and overthrown is the stronghold. Moab's glory is no more. In Heshbon they plot evil against her. Come, we will put an end to her as a nation. You too, madmen, shall be silenced. You, the sword stalks, listen, and I'll cry from Horonaim, ruin and great destruction. Moab is crushed. The outcry is heard in Zoar. Up to the accent of Luhith they go weeping. At the descent of Horonaim they hear cries of anguish. Flee, save your lives, be like a wild donkey in the wilderness, because you trusted in your works and your treasures. You also shall be captured. Shemesh shall go down into exile, his priests and princes with him. The destroyer comes upon every city. Not a city escapes. Ruin is the valley, wasted the plateau. Oracle of the Father. Set up a tombstone for Moab. It will soon become a complete wasteland. Its cities turned into ruins where no one dwells. Curse the day who do the Father's work carelessly. Curse those who keep their sword from shedding blood. Moab has been resting from its youth, suspended above its dregs, never poured from flask to flask, never driven into exile. Thus it retained its flavor. Its bouquet is not lost. Be assured, the days are coming, Oracle of the Father, when I will send him winemakers to decant the wine. They shall empty its flask and smash its jars. Shemesh shall disappoint Moab, just as the house of Israel was disappointed by Bethel, in which they trusted. How can you say, we are heroes, mighty warriors? The one who ravages Moab and its cities comes up. The best of its youth go down to slaughter. Oracle of the King, whose name is Lord of hosts most high, I am. Moab's ruin is near at hand. Its disaster approaches swiftly. Mourn, all your neighbors, all you who know its name. Say, how the mighty scepter is broken, the glorious staff. Come down from glory, sit on the parched ground, enthroned, daughter Dibon. Moab's destroyer has fallen upon you, has shattered your strongholds. Stand along the road, keep watch, enthroned, Aurora. Ask the fleeing man, the escaping woman. Ask them what has happened. Moab is put to shame, destroyed. Wail and cry out. Proclaim it at the honored. Moab is destroyed. Judgment has come upon the plateau, on Holon, Jaza, and Mephath, on Nebo, and Beth Diblathaim, on Kiriathaim, Beth Gamel and Beth Meon, on Kiriath and on Basra, on all the cities of the land of Moab, far and near. The horns of Moab is cut off, its arm is broken. Oracle of the Father. Make him drunk because he set himself over against the Father. Let Moab swim in his vomit and become a laughingstock. Has Israel not been a laughingstock to you? Was he caught among thieves, that you wag your heads whenever you speak of him? Abandon the cities, take shelter in the crags, inhabitants of Moab. Be like a dove that nests in the walls of a gorge. We have heard of the pride of Moab, pride beyond bounds. His loftiness, his pride, his scorn, his insolent heart. I myself know his arrogance, oracle of the Father. Liar in word, liar indeed. And so I wail over Moab, over old Moab I cry, over the people of Kirharis I moan, more than for Jazer. I weep for you, vine of Sibmah. Your tendrils trailed down to the sea, as far as Jazer they stretched. Upon your summer harvest and your vintage, the destroyer has fallen. Joy and gladness are taken away from the garden land, the land of Moab. I drive the wine from the wine vats. The treader treads no more. The vintage shout is stilled. The cry of Heshbon and Elilah is heard as far as Jahaz. They call from Zoar to Horonaim and to Eglat, Shalishila. Even the waters of Nimrim turned into a wasteland. I will leave no one in Moab, oracle of the Father, to offer burnt offerings on the high place or to make sacrifices to their gods. Hence my heart wails like a flute for Moab. My heart wails like a flute for the people of Kirharis. The wealth they accumulated has perished. Every head has been shaved bald, every beard cut off, every hand gasped, and all their loins are draped in sackcloth. On all the rooftops of Moab and in all the squares there is mourning. I have shattered Moab like a pot that no one wants. Oracle of the Father. How terrified they are, how they wail, how Moab turns its back in shame. Moab has become a laughingstock and a horror to all its neighbors. For thus says the Lord Most High, I am, Jehovah. Look, there. Like an eagle, he swoops, spreading his wings over Moab. Cities are captured, strongholds seized. On that day, the hearts of Moab's warriors become like the heart of a woman in labor. Moab shall be wiped out, a people no more, because it set itself over against the Father. Terror, pit, and trap be upon you. Enthroned Moab, oracle of the Father. Those fleeing the terror fall into the pit. Those climbing out of the pit are caught in the trap. Ah, yes, I will bring these things upon Moab in the year of their punishment, oracle of the Father. In Heshbon's shadow, the fugitives stop short, exhausted, for fire blazes up from Heshbon, and flames up from the house of Sihon. It consumed the forehead of Moab, the scalp of the noisemakers. Woe to you, Moab, you are finished. People of Shemesh, your sons are taken into exile, your daughters into captivity. Yet I will restore the fortunes of Moab in the days to come, oracle of the Father. Thus far, the judgment of Moab.